was a good first run. We got Victor V is in the lead with 33 laps. Josh White is in second place with 32. Jay Gard at 32 also, tied. Terry Tawney at 31. Marcus Ramos at 30. Gary Wildman Worden with 27. And Jim Donaldson with 19. Fast laps, Victor Villachow turned to 4.901. Josh White turned to 5.018. Jay Gard turned to 4.983. Terry Tawney 4.933. Marcus Ramos a 5.304. Gary Wildman Worden a 5.515. And Jim Donaldson a 7.360. So that was a good run. Victor turned 33 laps on that first heat, which is remarkable with these cars. So we're pleased about that. Thank you. exciting heat. We had to take a short intermission so Terry Tawney could fix his car. It was accidentally broken when the marshal put it back in the slot, and so that's a marshal call, not a driver call. So he was able to put a new front wheel on, replace the broken one. So after the end of the two heats, we have Victor Villachow leading with 67 laps in first place. Jay Gard in second place with 65 laps. Josh White with 64 laps. Terry Tawney with 63. Marcus Ramos with 62. Gary Warden with 61. And Jim Donaldson in his first race at 44 laps. On fast laps, we had Victor Villachow with a 5.36. Jay Gard with a 5.089. Josh White with a 5.118. That was on purple, so that was good. And Victor was on black, which is remarkable, and Jay also. Terry Tawney turned a 5.024 on red, which is remarkable. Marcus Ramos turned a 5.109 on orange. Gary Warden turned a 5.140 on yellow. Jim Donaldson, green, turned a 6.468. Going back to racing. exciting. Well, here we have it. We got Victor Villachow at 101 laps leading. Terry Tawney in second place with 98. Josh White in third with 96. Jay Gard with 94. Gary Worden with 93. Marcus Ramos with 89. And Jim Donaldson 65. Had some excitement in that race. Had some riders. Had a pileup or two. But all in all, a good heat. Victor Villachow is moving to orange. Expect to see some fast lap times. Terry Tawney will be moving to blue. Again, some fast lap times. Josh White on yellow. Fast again. Jay Gard on green should be fast. Gary Worden on white. Might have to tiptoe a little bit on white. Marcus on red. Jim Donaldson on purple might need to tiptoe a little bit. But we should have some good times. Fast laps on that last heat was Victor Villachow with a 4.911. Terry Tawney with a 4.879. Those were the only ones under 5 seconds. Josh White had a 5.033. Jay Gard a 5.192. And Gary Worden a 5.074. Marcus a 5.514. Jim Donaldson a 6.570. So Jim's coming along. So we're getting ready to go into the fourth heat. Let's see how it goes. exciting heat. A few wrecks, a few riders, and a little juggling. Let's go back to the scoreboard. We got Victor Villachow is leading with 135 laps, with Terry Tawney chasing him hard, fast and furious with 131. Victor's moving from orange to white. That'll give some of them a chance to get a lap or so on Victor. Terry Tawney's moving from blue to purple, so he's at 131 laps. Josh is moving from yellow to orange. Orange is the fast lane, so Josh ought to pick up a lap or two on Victor. Josh is at 128. Jay Gard is on green moving to blue, so that's 2 fast laps, and Jay is at 126. Gary Worden is moving from white to red. Gary can drive red better than about anybody. He can drive some red, so Gary may pick up a lap there. Marcus Ramos is on red going to green. Green ought to be a good lane for Marcos. He's at 115, so he'll probably come up a lap or two. Jim Donaldson going from purple to black. That's going to be a challenge for Jim. He just needs to get around one tight corner and he'll be fine. So fast laps, we got Victor with a 4.887, Terry Tawney with a 4.885, Josh White with a 4.997, Jay Gard with a 5.043, Gary Worden with a 5.211, and Marcus with a 5.625, and Jim Donaldson 7.128. Back to racing. Sorry about that, folks. I left it on the wrong camera. In the heat, we got Josh at 162 laps. Victor with 167. Terry Tawney 163. Josh White with 162. Jay Gard 160. Gary Worden 156. Marcos 147. Jim Donaldson with 108. The only one we had under 5 seconds was Terry Tawney on purple, on purple. He turned a 4.984. Excellent time. Other notables are Victor turned on white a 5.039. Excuse me, and Josh White turned a 5.009. Jay Gard a 5.015. I'll see if I can get it on a good camera this time. Okay, Victor Villachow with 199, Josh White with 196, Terry Tawney with 195, Jay Gard with 191, Gary Worden with 188, Marcus Ramos with 177. Marcus was a rider on another lane and got slammed into a wall, so his car is going to be out the rest of the race. Jim Donaldson on orange is at 131. For fast laps, Victor Villachow turned a 5.058, Josh White turned a 4.957, Terry Tawney turned a 5.160, Jay Gard a 5.137, Gary Worden a 5.051, and Marcus Ramos a 5.125. Jim Donaldson a 6.464. So we had a lot of wrecks in that particular heat, but we still turned pretty good lap counts, strangely enough. So we'll go back to watching the guys for a minute. Okay. Wow. Good heat. Good heat. Victor Villachow is still leading. The margin is trimmed down a little bit. Victor's leading by 2 laps, 2:32. Terry Tawney's 2:30. Josh White is at 2:29. This is last heat. Jay Gard is at 2:23. Gary Worden 2:20. Marcus Ramos is out at 1:77, and Jim Donaldson at 1:56. This is our last heat. Had some really good times last heat. We had Victor Villachow turned a 4.909. Terry Tawney turned a 4.875. Josh White a 5.028. Jay Gard a 5.205. Gary Worden a 5.159. And Jim Donaldson a 6.459. We need to get pictures. All right, y'all need to leave cars for a minute. Anybody's in the tie. Okay, we got to break the tie. Victor Villachow is at 266 laps. Terry Tawney 264. Jay Gard 257. Josh White 263, Gary Worden 252, Jim Donaldson 177. Got a tie between okay. So there we go. There's our finals. Jim Donaldson and Marcus Ramos tied. Marcus car DNF, but Jim did catch up with him. But here comes our all of our totals. Okay, there's our totals. 266, Victor, Terry Tawney 264, Josh 263, Jay Gard 257, Gary Worden 252, and Jim Donaldson 177.